Duh. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Jaylee's Corner. I am, of course, Jaylee, and this is my review for the season finale of Growing Up Hip Hop, the LA Cast, Season 3, Episode 10, but it was the finale episode. And for me, I'm like, is this how they end on Growing Up Hip Hop? So they really ended on a real life cliffhanger? I mean, it makes you think that it's more scripted than non-scripted, because you can at least end the season and still leave anticipation for the other seasons. But let's just get into this, as this fuckery and bullshit of it all. So the beginning, starts off with the last one left off. Christiana is shooting her music video, and she's opening the test results for the girl who thinks she's her sister. And by no surprise to nobody in America, no one was on pins and needles thinking, oh my God, I wonder if she's really the sister. Like, oh my God, I really, really wonder what if. No one was thinking that. Everyone knew exactly what the test results said. That girl was not James DeBar's daughter. No, she wasn't. Let's just call a spade a spade. And I don't mean that in any kind of racial way. I just mean, that's the saying to say. But yeah. Test results said that they were not half sisters. I'm not surprised. I also don't think that she's Janet Jackson's daughter either. I'm not going to say that she's Janet Jackson's daughter for another man besides the DeBarge guy. I just think she gravitated to the story because someone else put it out there and she followed through with it. So, whatever it is, it's going to be. So, that was the beginning. The next thing we see, Brianna is on the beach. She is with TT and Egypt. And she's saying, I'm just trying to forgive everyone. I'm trying to be more positive. So writing out all of my feelings, get all my emotions out. Anyone I'm angry with or upset with, I'm going to just write it all down. And I'm going to just throw it in the ocean and just let it go. Okay? I'm going to just let it go. And my thing is, you need to do that because you're an angry person. And that is the reason why people don't want to be around you. I do think there are times in life when you have disagreements with people, where you and people don't get along and you want to fix those situations. But with Brianna, who is Mary J. Blige's future ex-husband's stepdaughter, okay, that's what she is. She is just toxic, okay? I think she has a fucked up attitude. I think she never takes accountability for her role in anything. I do think that she uses her past hurt and her past pain as reasons to why she's so mean and rude and fucked up to other people. My thing is, you can't do that, okay? Because you're a grown adult. And at the end of the day, you need to fix yourself, okay? Because you're the person with the issue, not anyone else. And, so that's what she was there to do. But I was like, girl, whatever, bye. And for me, I feel like it's hard for me to feel completely empathetic to Brianna's past, simply because I feel like you can't be pigeonholed to your past. Because all she's ever said was, she was kind of the throwaway kid, that she was the black sheep, and how she was like on heroin or meth or crack. She was on the hard drugs, okay? And, but clearly you've overcome those addictions, and clearly you are in a better non-drug state of life. So you can't keep using, I used to do drugs and you have to get over all that, mama. You can't keep using that as a reason to be a bitch to people, because what happens is the exact same thing that's happening with your life now. The people who you want to be cool with, they don't want to fuck with you because you're a fucked up individual. And the reason you're a fucked up individual is because you keep living in your past and using that as an excuse to be a bitch in your present, which is not going to help your future. And I just feel like she needs to have a real woosah moment, and it's not going to happen within one season of the show. I don't believe it, because if you was a bitch in episode 1, you not changed in a month, if it's even a month, because the show was probably only shot over maybe 2 months worth of time. But whatever. I just wish that she really changed. You know what I'm saying? That she changes her whole outlook on how she treat people. But as we know, hurt people hurt people. But eventually, when you a hurt person who hurts someone else, you're going to end up really hurting yourself, because you're going to be left by yourself. So next we see Egypt is saying how she wants to toss her dad's name in the ocean, just to let go of the frustration she has with her mom and dad situation. So, she goes on to say how her dad posted a picture for Throwback Thursday of him and her mom, Pep. And I was like, okay, Tretch. Tretch was, what did he say? He said how her book was lies. She's an old school rat, a press whore who sold her soul. And it's all this, this rigmarole that he was just going in. You could tell he was in his feelings. You know what I'm saying? That he was over there Facebook, IG, Twitter ranting or whatever. Well, IG was an IG. And he was airing out some dirty laundry of him being upset. And, Egypt, like I talked to him, I wanted him to delete it, but he was so upset that, I just had to talk to him. And she said how now her parents are enemies. I don't think her parents are enemies. I think her parents had adult situations when she was a child. And now she's an adult. And because she's a childish adult, meaning she's 18 and she thinks she's grown, but she's still childlike in her mind. Because she felt like, well, I can go to my dad and say, I read mom's book and mom said that and you should apologize. And that's how it happens. No, because when you did that, you're the reason they're at odds. Because you felt the need to go back to your dad. You went to your dad basically in defense of your mom, which I completely get. But what you should have done was went to your dad and got his side of the story. Because up until that point, you had no reason to feel any other kind of way about your dad. And your mom had never said anything out the way about your dad. And I'm pretty sure over the years, you've had to have seen them together, you know what I'm saying, or around each other enough to know they didn't have any current bad blood. Well, until your ass read the book and felt the need to go ahead and address him about the book. So that's the part where you're like, that's why he's upset. So she said she's going to go see her dad. And she does go see Tretch. So when she goes to see Tretch, and she brings up the post and why did he do that. But you also see that he posted a very nice, like, Happy Mother's Day post to Pep. Also his baby mama. I don't know if she is the only one. Where he, it looked like he was just being nice and kind of apologizing in one way about his whole rant from before and wishing her Happy Mother's Day. But he goes just to explain to Brianna, the reason he was upset and he was in his feelings was because she came to him basically checking him about what her mom wrote and that he was never given the opportunity to explain his side of things. He said, so for that, he was pissed off at Pep for writing the book in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the book came out 8 years ago. And he said when the book first came out years ago, I let it slide. It wasn't until you read the book and you came to me about it that it pissed me off. Because again, I felt like, what was written about me, I didn't have a chance to defend myself to you. I didn't have a chance to tell you about my mistakes when I was younger. And I completely get that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like him and Pep probably both did things wrong when they were younger. I did not read Pep's book, but I'm pretty sure she probably said that she did A, B, and C when she was younger, and she feels bad for whatever she did, but she's a different person now. So she kind of had her moment to redeem whatever mistakes she could have made, but he didn't, So I get that that's why he was upset. And, but, it's fine. He does, she then suggests that, him and Pep have a conversation or they get together to, eventually talk. And he's like, we can do that because we're family, so I'm going to have to talk to her eventually anyway. But again, Brianna, you need to step out. You need to step back and let them handle it from here on. You can't fix it because technically you're the one that re-broke it. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, once you read your mom's book, when you went to have a conversation with your dad, it should not have... Okay, I had to pause and I saw a damn spider and I almost freaked out. And I'm like, oh no, I gotta, and I hate spiders, but when I see one, I have to kill it. So, I don't know where I was. I know I was talking about Egypt. But I think I finished that up. So, let's just start what I was going to go to next. We see the Boogie is hanging out with his dad at the house or whatever. They're like eating at the house and they're talking. And it's just them saying how they're going to have to get ready for his court case, for his whole DUI situation. And, his dad is saying to him how he's happy he's not, in that same state of mind anymore. How he looks healthier. His face doesn't look as... fluffy or whatever, puffy, because he's not on, the drugs or whatever. And, damn it, Boogie is saying how, he is nervous about possibly being locked up, but how he's happy that he is currently in the process of not drinking. And, that is a good thing. And he does look healthier in the face, I can say that. He doesn't look high, and that's how he used to look before. It was kind of like a whatever, a good. It was a weird, spacey type of person. So he does look a little bit better, so that's fine. And it's good to see that Dame is saying, like, I've always wanted to be his father. I've always fought to be his father, so I have to be that now. He's just basically trying, at this point, to help guide him to just be a better person. Because, for the most part, Dame Dash, I've said before, I think sometimes he's an asshole. But I don't recall ever hearing over the years of him having any kind of substance abuse or alcohol issues. He's just always been the party guy, but he hasn't had any major issues. So, hopefully he can get Boogie into the right direction. What else next? Why does Pep keep having her own goddamn on scenes? I mean, it kind of drives me crazy a little bit because, as I said before, I don't see why Pep is a damn star on Growing Up Hip Hop. Okay? She's the only parent who was consistently on every episode without her child. I think that's crazy. I really, really do. And I just don't get it. I really don't. So, she's in there she's talking to I think it's a TT and the hairstylist guy, saying how she had been trying to call Tretch, but almost chokes. But Tretch is still mad at her for the whole book thing with TT, with Egypt finding out, so he's not answering her phone calls. And she's like, because she's on tour, the tour has been extended. And guess who just so happened to be added to the tour? Naughty by Nature, yes. Tretch and Vinny, the group, and DJ, is it DJ G? I can't remember the DJ of Naughty by Nature. But yeah, they're joining the tour, with him and Salt and Pepper and whoever else is on that tour. And, she's like, so we'll end up having to have a conversation. Egypt then come, but again, I'm still upset that Pep really has her own storyline on Growing Up Hip Hop. I don't think it. Does anybody else understand that? Like, Romeo has a storyline. Angela has a storyline. Hell, TT had a storyline when she was dating Boogie. Boogie has a whole storyline. Brianna has a storyline. Christina has a storyline. But Pep has a storyline. And my thing is, Pep's storyline don't even really concern her daughter. Pep's storyline is Pep's book. There was an episode called Let's Talk About Pep. Does anybody realize how crazy this is? Pep pimped her. I don't care what nobody say. Pep pimped her daughter out to get her daughter on the show, and she has put herself in the star category seats in this show. She is more of a cast member than her daughter is. So anywho, Pep lets her know let Egypt know that Angel Brinks, who's a designer, she was also on Basketball Wives, Miami or LA, one of the franchises, but she wants Egypt to walk in her show. And when Pep said that, I was like, is Egypt gonna walk in her show and then Pep gonna perform at the show, and then is it gonna be a whole thing where Pep has a scene because she's getting fitted for costumes for the tour? I was like, I just feel like in some way or somehow Pep will be integrated into the storyline of why Egypt is walking in a fashion show for Angel Brinks. But Egypt is happy, and it's like, yeah, I can invite my dad, and then him and my mom can talk. Again, Egypt, leave it the fuck alone. And my thing is, does anybody remember the first 2 seasons when Egypt was oh so gung-ho, and she was oh so ready to start her music career? She was sneaking into studios and meeting with producers and doing recordings, and this whole season she hasn't been in the studio, she hasn't cut nothing. How? Because didn't y'all move to LA to help her career, to help her be able to do what she needs to do, but she ain't did nothing. What is she doing? And then she's saying how happy she is to be walking in the fashion show, but you didn't want to be a model. You wanted to be a singer and a rapper. But what you haven't done is sing and rap nothing. Okay? That's what you haven't done. So my thing is, how was that your initial storyline? It was a storyline about Pep and Treasure's daughter who really wants to get into the music business and how her parents are reacting to her doing that. And that was her storyline. But this season her storyline is her mama's book, her cousin there who's messy, Titi, who's always gossiping, and her mama's stylist who likes spreading stories about Christina. Where's Egypt's storyline? Oh, it's her storyline how she wants to get her parents back together. Not back together, but back, in a good place. I don't even think that's really her storyline because it focuses on her mama. God damn it. God damn it. Okay? But anywho, so the next scene that we see is Angela and Christina. Damn it. Christina? Yeah, Christina. We getting Christina and Christiana mixed up because I watch Bring It On with the Dancing Doll. So when I say the other name, it's just my mind being my mind. Anywho. So yeah, Angela and Christina meet for drinks and they're out in New York. And, Angela's telling her. Oh, yeah, so Romeo, I'm sorry, I think I did a whole little dance, but that's what I do when I'm not paying attention. Anywho, but Romeo texts Angela while they're out because he wanted to invite her to his movie premiere, but she's like, I'm in New York, so I'm not in town, so I can't go. We do notice that Angela has a new ring on her finger, and Christina is like, oh, you have your ring on. And she's like, yeah, it's getting resized, and, so that's where it was, and she kind of flashes it or whatever. And in her confession, she does say, people spread rumors, and people have opinions, and they gossip about stuff, but, if it's not true, you just ignore it. And that she was saying that they're showing all the headlines of her not wearing her ring. So it's her insinuating, when people were saying that she wasn't engaged anymore, because she wasn't wearing her ring, she didn't say anything about it because it wasn't that she wasn't engaged anymore. It was that her ring was being resized. But I'm like, when they resize the ring, don't they give you a loaner ring? Just gonna leave that out there. So next they sitting at dinner or whatever, and Christina spots Bow Wow, who just happens to be in the same restaurant at the same time that they're there. Okay, that's how y'all gonna play it. All right, I'll play along. So Angela then goes in to say how her and Bow used to date. They would date off and on. She's like, we would date for a week and then be friends. We would date for 2 weeks and then it wouldn't really, it was a whole back and forth thing because they were back and forth or whatever. But she does say that since she's been engaged and she has not talked to him. And a little bit longer than that too. Bow does come over because Christina is like, Bow Wow. Did she call him Shad? I know she yelled across the room to get him. And it was kind of crazy ghetto. Not ghetto, it was kind of... I did that one time at my 30th birthday party. I was drunk and my friends... I saw an old friend, AJ, at my 30th birthday party. And I thought he was like right close to me. And I was told that I was like, AJ. And I said it in my head like he was right there and I didn't yell it. And they was like, no, you yelled it. And he was like, maybe like 5 or 10 feet away. So when she did that, that's what it reminded me of someone yelling across the room to get someone's attention. But I did it because I thought he was closer to me and I was drunk. I think Christina was sober. But he does come over. And they're definitely flirting with each other. He's at least flirting with her. And she's not flirting back. And, he says how he has not seen her in 4 years. Says how they are really close, how they have a whole Martin and Gina type relationship, what type of connection. He also was saying stuff like how they never really dated. They didn't get to the girlfriend boyfriend stage, basically. But you know what I'm saying. But she's like, well, yeah, I'm in New York to visit. And they're just flirting. He's like, oh yeah, you look good. You done had a baby. You engaged and stuff. And he looking her up and down, and she's just, oh stop. you know, and all that. And, you know, it's just a little bit of flirtation back and forth. You know, it is what it is. So they just agreed to meet up for drinks or something later, so then that's fine. Next we see Christiana and Christinia and Adonis, and they're riding around handling business. They're talking about her video shoot that she did, the video that she just shot, her single, the whole record label thing, and then he lets her know, you know what I'm saying, you're also going to be walking in the Angel Brings fashion show. And, you know, I have to be honest, it seems like Christinia is booked and busy. You know, I think she's a very talented girl. And I'm happy that she is focusing on what she should be focusing on, which is her music and her business. And do it, mama, do it. So, he's there, like, that's just a good thing that she's focused and she's busy. And he's like, oh yeah, and the fashion show is tomorrow. She's like, but I haven't even had a fitting. He's like, yeah, we on our way there now. And for me, it's good to see them in that working relationship type of thing. Because people kept saying, oh, they're messing around. But my thing is, when you are trying to be in the industry, you typically do have someone with you. And it's typically a producer, a manager, but someone who's trying to help your career. And, you know, that's good to see that that's what he's there for. Now, I don't know what else they got going on. I don't know that. But I can say from what they show on the show, it doesn't seem like they're having an affair. It seems professional. It does, for what they're playing on TV. While they're driving around, Brianna texts her, and she's like, you know, hey, I want to talk to you. You didn't show up to my art show. You're not answering my calls, and we need to talk about our friendship. And Brianna basically was like, I'm focused on my career. You know, I ain't trying to deal with her. I don't feel like we're friends right now, and I'm not going to deal with it. You know, every time she approached me, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to deal with her. So she's basically done. And I like the fact that Christinia is finally standing up for herself and not being so quiet and timid and kind of just letting things happen around her. I like that she's just being more assertive and demanding respect from other people. My thing is, demanding respect doesn't always mean you have to say something to someone. It can be simply ignoring the bullshit and not letting someone drag you into the bullshit. And Brianna is trying to drag her into the bullshit. Again, Brianna needs people to shoot scenes with her, because at the end of the day, she can't just shoot scenes with her regular friends. That's just not gonna work. And she's slowly but surely alienating herself from most of the cast. So, you know, I just like that Christinia is just taking it. She's growing up. You know what I'm saying? She's just being a grown woman. We see that she bumps into Vanessa at the actual fashion show, and she does mention to Vanessa how they ran into Bow Wow and how Angela and Bow Wow was gonna hang out. And Vanessa was like, I'm a little upset that she didn't tell me about this. You know, we're sisters, and you know, why won't she tell me? She don't have to tell you whenever she sees somebody. Vanessa, do you not have nothing else to do? Don't you got a whole fashion line, boo-boo? I just need you to not always say, I'm upset she didn't tell me something. Just calm down, little Moccasin. Just calm down. We see that Angela and Bob does meet for drinks. I'm going to run through these couple notes that I have. You know, he was saying how the last real relationship he was in was with Erica Mena. He was engaged, and she's like, yeah, that's when you stopped talking to me. You don't want to be my friend no more. And he was like, well, I was engaged. You know, that's what I had to do. He then goes and he said, you know, I'm done breaking hearts. You know, I think I'm done with that. She said, yeah, because you broke my heart. He's like, yeah, too many times. I was expecting him to say sorry, but I don't know if him admitting that he knew he did wrong was the same thing as saying sorry, but whatever. What else did he say? He went into saying how he is a distraction to Angela because of their connection. This one he was saying all this stuff. He was saying how, and you can honestly see a connection between the two of them. You see a more of a connection with Bow Wow and Angela than you do with Angela and Romeo. Because with her and Romeo, it's an awkward connection. With her and Bow, it looked organic. It looked like they wished they could be together. It looked like she wished he could do right. It looked like he wished he could be what she needed. But I think they both know that's not, that's not accurate. That's not true. And, he goes on to say the reason they basically did not work out is because she was a virgin and she wouldn't sleep with him. And he was like, I wanted some pussy and I couldn't be with someone who wouldn't, it was too hard to be with her and not have sex. At least he was honest. At least he said, at least when she was dealing with me, we didn't have sex. People were saying that she slept with him, but he was like, that's why we broke up. Why we kept not being together was because she wouldn't sleep with me. And I'm like, hey, virgins are virgins. He did say, he told her, no one's going to marry you without sleeping with you. He's like, that's like buying a car without driving it. And she's like, yeah, you did say that. And then, she goes on to say how, she's like, yeah, because I got, pregnant on the first go-around or whatever. He was like, what? You should tell him to pull out or at least wear a condom. And she was like, shut up. And then he was like, y'all didn't wear a condom? What? It was funny. I liked their chemistry. It was very, very funny. He then asked her, was she happy? And she said, yes, I'm happy. He then insinuated within his confessional, which I was like, why you get a confessional? But okay, whatever. That he knows her. He kind of knows when she is or isn't happy. He can kind of read between the lines or whatever. And he was saying when y'all was first together, you really did seem happy, like, but you don't look as happy as you used to. He was like, so I'm back in your life now, as friends basically. So, we're gonna see if you're really happy. And I'm like, God damn it. I hope her fiance see this and he not mad. So next we see the fashion show. We do see that Christiania, damn it. Christiania and Egypt does walk. They both do great. Pep in the audience clapping for her daughter. Bravo for that. Tretch could not make the show. His flight got delayed. And, they both did great. The fashions I liked. Angel Brinks is the kind of designer who can design stage wear. Like concert costumes. That kind of stuff. Which is why I believe she's been doing the clothing for Escape for their tours. It's great stage show clothes. And I thought the stuff was cute. After the show, Brianna and Christiania get into a full-on screaming match. So, they're all around after the show, telling Christiania and Egypt how well of a job they did. And then Brianna was like, Christiania, God dang, I'm so sorry. Christiania, can we talk, can we pop and talk? And she was like, no. And she was like, okay, fuck you then. I'm looking like, well, damn, Brianna, how you dare to apologize? But because she don't want to talk to you, it's fuck her. So, Chris was like, no, I love that she just, it wasn't even a, I don't know. It was a flat out no. Like, it was a different Christiana than I've seen before. She was just very assertive. She wasn't for no bullshit. She's tired of Brianna's bullshit. And Brianna then takes this opportunity to think she's gonna check her. And she's like, you know what? Because since you won't have a conversation with me, I was here to apologize. She's like, but you said fuck me, so how would you come here to apologize? Well, since you won't talk to me in private, I'm gonna talk to you in front of everybody here. So it was like Pep was there and Boogie was there and Vanessa was there. Who else was there? Egypt, Pep, I think TT was there. Even the damn hairstylist and the diners. Everybody was there except Angela. I think even Romeo was there. But, Brianna was big mad that she said no, she couldn't. She was big mad. She goes on to say, I feel like we're not friends. And Christiania was like, we're not, because you talk shit about me. So no, we're not friends, and I'm tired of talking to you. She's like, I don't need to talk, just walk away, bitch. And I'm like, yes, Christiania. Someone needed to get back with Brianna, and no one ever does that. Everyone just kind of ignores her. Thank you for getting into that ass, okay? So, Brianna called her a punk bitch and says how she's mad because she's fucking a pit bull and you're fucking a pit bull in public and he's married. And buck if you want to. My thing is, Brianna the kind of person who think if she called you a whole bunch of names and she get loud, she's won the argument. For me, I feel like, Christiania won that battle. Adonis did come get her and say, you know what, no, don't do this. Because at the end of the day, you have to remember, some people are willing to fight dirty because they have nothing to lose. You have a whole record music career that you're trying to do, and you're at a fashion show. So the last thing you should be doing is arguing and fussing and fighting with anybody. So, you know, he take her away and she walks away, and she's like, she's like, fuck her. You know, she's not even real hip hop. She's not Mary J. Blige's daughter. You know, Mary J. Blige isn't even married to her father anymore. She's not even her stepmother anymore. You know, fuck her. I'm tired of her. Brianna's a cancer. You know, she's sick and I'm tired of her. Fuck that bitch. Christina, damn it. It's making me so mad when I keep messing her damn name up. Chris. I applaud you for getting in that ass this time. And all that, you know, Brianna was saying was stuff like, you know, Christina owes her an apology, that, you know, people are tripping. No, bitch, it's you. And for me, she got left there looking stupid because Christina left. And, you know, she left, so she was still there cussing and fussing and fighting for no damn reason. She done told you we not friends. So leave it at that, bitch. Go ahead on about your business. So the last two scenes of the evening is why I say I hate cliffhangers. They show Boogie at court, but they didn't show how the court case turned out. And they show Romeo at his movie premiere, and someone keeps calling his phone and he keeps ignoring his phone. We then see him and his date and his sister walking through the streets, and some girl walk up like, you going to keep ignoring my girl phone calls? Is that what you do? You get girls pregnant and you ignore them? And he like, what? You know what? The camera's off. So it was an ending scene of some girl, so a stranger walking up to him on the streets saying, you ignoring my girl's calls, you got her pregnant, and now you want to talk to her. And that was the end of, you know, his particular thing. And with Boogie, it was him going to court. You know, we did find out that he blew a .14 when the legal alcohol limit, to be legally drunk, is a .08. He was drunk. Okay. So it's just showing him going into court. It's a good thing. They said the test results show that he did not have drugs in his system, but he was clearly drunk. That the police report said that he was slurring his words and he was difficult to get out the car, and just he was drunk. You know, it ain't another way to say he was drunk, but he wasn't high on drugs. So yeah, the cliffhanger was, some girl is saying Romeo got her pregnant, and you know, Boogie is going to court. Is he going to jail? So that's why I'm like, it was a real, y'all couldn't just end that, you know what I'm saying, and then just have a whole new season next time. So I was just like, oh, okay. So for me, the highlight was really, you know, Christina, you know, checking Brianna. That was the best thing ever. And I always like to put on notice, Brianna should not be back next season. She just shouldn't. Bye. So, I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Until next time, people.